7 East 9th Avenue, literally across the street. And then I had been holding out. I was like, I don't want to move from Ybor, but there's not a lot of homes there. It's kind of an urban historic district, so they're few and far between. And then I just waited, and 2 years into it, this house, I saw the sign on the yard for Hubzu, but it was also available on the Auckland list. And so I bid on it, literally 4 doors down from the second house. So now I'm in my 3rd house on that block, but now I'm owning it, and through the owner financing with the company, and fixed it up. And it was a mess. It was about as bad of a house as they come. But maybe I can find pictures and show like the process. But yeah, so.
Do you mind telling us what you paid for it?
I paid $36 for it. I put about 25 to 30 into it because it's my home. I wanted the top of everything.
You overbuilt it.
I've got champagne taste on the beer budget, so it's a year and a half. And I've still got a whole master bedroom and bathroom to finish. But people walk in, it's an old shotgun style house. It's 100 years old, and it's not even as wide as, it's probably as wide as from here to the wall, and really long. And I haven't touched the outside, and so it's like 4 different colors of paint. The roof looks awful, and I have like the AC guy come over, and everyone come over, and they walk in, and they're just like, what in the world is this? It's like a time warp kind of thing, because it looks nothing like the outside. But yeah, so.
What do you think the value will be when you're done?
Yeah, so when I'm done, my house is a 3-2, and I've got some buddies of mine that are in real estate that live 2 doors down. I've known them for 5 or 6 years, and they buy and flip in the neighborhood. They have a 2-1 block home that was built in the 50s, much, much smaller, and it's 1.5 blocks away, and they have that on the market for $115, fully rehab. They kind of did the same thing I'm doing to my house. So I've got maybe 10,000 more that I've got to put into it. So when I'm done, I've got about 76 tied up in there, and I think it's worth probably 125, 130 easily, because the 2-1 is going for 115, and then another 3-2 that's a little bigger, 2 doors down from me, went for 165. And there's a lot of development in Ybor City, lots of exciting things that are going on, so I bought it at the right time. And it's like what these guys say all the time, it's price cures all. And so, you look at the fees, and I paid some of the same fees buying my home. I got a little bit of a discount as an employee. But, when you buy something at these prices, that's what allows us to still do these fees, and leave equity for you to be able to sell it on terms. And then the end buyer has equity as well. And in a minute, I'm just kind of gathering some examples, and we'll walk through one of the pools that we have left and just kind of show you. I know a lot of you had questions like, okay, so after you purchase a pool, okay, so how do you determine the price, and how do I make money? And so I'm going to go really in depth with Chuck and kind of walk you through some of those examples on when you buy a property for this price, what are we selling it for, and how do we make sure that you're making the returns that you're hoping for. So
I bought 12 houses. I paid 12 times 1,600, and you have to check. No, because that's such a small fee to do. I don't want to touch it because I'm sitting here. That work's getting done. So the same thing that the transparency you see that's happening, it's right here, right in front of you, and check went from my company to their company, and we're just like Roger was saying, that when you see value, pay it. Don't try to nickel and dime things, because those are things that we're in a position that if somebody wants, there's not a lot of things that I said. If anybody's looking for perfection, I tell them come back 6 months from now, because we're changing things, and people have came in April 6th and they've seen how many things we have improved. And we're continually improving stuff. And so, but if somebody comes and really complains, here's your money back. You're not worth dealing with. Because we're improving it. There are 9 other people here standing in line who understand the value of what we're doing. You cannot get on a plane for $600 and go fix the house and to put up a sign, change the law. You can't even do that. So here's a check. Go take care of it. So,
it really does. That $1,600 really does get spent on the product. protects the integrity of what we're doing on that property, from sending the team there, the work done between the time we've been awarded the property. We don't cure deed issues, but we do mitigate curative issues. If it's something we can handle without a legal team or without a lawyer or a title company, we'll do that, and we can do a lot of that with the help of the lenders that we're dealing with. But
We have one more fee after that, you're gonna go over it?
yes, so for that $1,600, as Garner was saying yesterday, just briefly, and we'll probably recap this several times because a lot of this is where things get kind of blurred. We evaluate the property long before the teams go out to the houses. They understand what we think the value to be based on what we know. But when we get there, everything we've chosen to sell that for and what we've evaluated, until we get there, we really don't know. We might have to increase the value or decrease the value based on the condition of the house. They take photos, they secure it, they put a new lockbox, rekey it, they will secure the house, make sure that there's anything there that the city is going to be on. We want to take care of those and mitigate those on the spot. We'll take about 60 photos, we'll put a sign up. The down payment's been established, or the monthly's been established, basically a little higher than we probably will sell it for, frankly, because we're going to negotiate from there. And that all gets loaded, all that information in real time online goes to our office, and it's given over to an asset manager who's been assigned that property, and they instantly start taking those calls. That can happen the moment the sign goes up. Calls start coming in. People want to know because they've been waiting for that opportunity. So a lot of houses are sold very, very quickly. And so I'd like to just kind of play a little bit with these things. But then that's the buy here, pay here service marketing fee. This, the buyer's premium, you'll notice it's not just $2,500 because we gave you guys some discounts based on houses that were under 10,000 and houses under 5,000. We discounted that for this weekend. So actually what Roger told you yesterday and the day before that the buyer's premium was $2,500, it's actually been modified this weekend. So anyone that bought a pool will look and know that they paid less than that number. So that's one way we're able to help you.
There is an advantage of getting, that's why when we create this pool, we have to keep it under, 50,000, so we discount our fees to make it happen, which we normally don't do because it's moving too fast. So this is your advantage of jumping on top of all the other discounts that you get.
Right, so the neat thing about this, and a lot of folks were excited yesterday to learn that when they were buying the pool for $50,000, they weren't being asked to come up with any more money. Everything was all included. So if you buy a property or pool for $51,120, you are all in. The only other fee you're going to have to pay is when you sell your property through our buy here, pay here program. You're the seller. Your asset managers found you a buyer under your terms, and we close that. That's when you're going to pay an additional $1,500 to buy here, pay here homes. Is that clear? Now, you might get a $1,500 down payment. So we will try our very best to keep you from having to come out of pocket for that closing. But often, to get the deal done, we're going to ask you to do that if it's necessary. But believe me, I was beat up early on when I started in this, and I found a company that said, we'll sell your houses for you. I tried it briefly. It was a nightmare, and they nickel and dimed me. Every time I turned around, I was getting billed for something and being for something, and I haven't even sold my house yet. So out of that disdain for that experience, we don't want you to relive that experience, so we really don't want you spending money. That's where that was birthed. I don't want to spend any more money on these properties. Once I bought them, I want that rate and that return. And so we just kind of bypass a lot of unnecessary things that people think traditionally need to be done. And we've learned really they don't have to be done the way everybody else says it has to be done. So we want to make sure the last person in line can handle all the issues that we didn't ask you to handle, right? But every once in a while, you're going to have to help us participate by putting some money, additional money out. But it'll be rare, and it'll be worth it. I promise you that. Yes.
There's one teeny little $30, I think it is, service fee.
Okay, that's after we've sold your property. Let's say some of these sold for cash, maybe two of them sold for cash, and now maybe one sold for on a contract for deed. Then you have the option to turn that over to our third company, our fourth company, which is Kingdom Contract Servicing. And we have a $47 fee to load that property, which we're waiving. If it's in a package here this weekend, we're waiving that. So you're not gonna be charged that. Normally, it would be $47.
There's a discount on the buyer's premium for this weekend only, or is it?
Yes.
Yes,
For only this?
Yeah.
yes. Also,
Yeah.
Our last night.
Kathy?
Yes.
What Kathy's talking about is when a property goes into Kingdom Contract Servicing, there's a $35 monthly fee for us to service that property. Once you get to 10 properties, we drop that fee to $25 on all your properties. So that's when the discount comes in on the servicing fee. Just, that's what you
okay. And we are waiving the setup,
Okay.
$47 setup fee.
Is that 35 per property?
Yes.
Per property.
per property.
We used a company right here in Southern California before we started our company, FCI. It was a great company. They're huge, they're nationwide. But they specialize in mortgage servicing. And while they had a sexy program, and I could go in there and see my file, and I could get my money automated, sent to my banking account, what do they charge for, I think their fee on a monthly basis?
$54.
I think it was 54 for the first property, and then it
And then
dropped.
plus everything was, phone call, everything was extra.
They did not, they just sent notices. All they did was collect and send notices and receive them and send some money. They did not make phone calls when someone was late. They just sent another letter. They didn't make calls, so they did no default. And default means if someone's late in their payment, no one's calling them. That's a no-no with this product. So we call it default. They charged $900 to enter in their default program, which means they make calls. That didn't mean that they actually worked with anybody. If anything we had to happen beyond calling, they had the other fees. So it was just too pricey. I mean, they're charging that. We're buying houses for us, So we do the default, and eventually, if we outgrow our ability to do that, that's probably something we'll work with, and we'll continue to do the default. Because most people that we sell these homes to bank at Walmart, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Within that fee for your loan servicing through
Not loan servicing. Want to be very careful,
Kingdom
because we're not
Contract
loaning
Servicing.
money, and we're not creating mortgages. It's
Okay. So the administrative, the kind of escrow tracking, I don't know how you want to phrase it, servicing,
Service. Thank you.
contractor deed servicing. Like for instance, are the annual taxes, interest calculated and sent out to people at the end of the year, stuff like that?
Yes, great question. You want to answer that?
When somebody buys a house, we do a tax analysis. And if they're 18 months behind on taxes, say the annual tax should be $50 to pay this year. If they're 18 months behind, we may bump that up, I don't know the math in my head, but we may bump that up to $70 a month so that they get caught up. The tax bill is still gonna come to you. When you get the tax bill, scan it and email it to our office, and then we handle paying the taxes from that point on.
Great. I also realize I use tax because there's that component. There's
And
also
insurance.
the interest component of board taxes. It's a CFD. There's X interest. You had $700.
We send that out at the end of the year to all the people living in the house. We send
Yeah,
out
that's a big deal.
how much interest
All
they
right.
pay.
Thank you.
And the amortization basically, on the, how much of interest they're paid and.
Well, it's not amortization, it's just how much interest they pay.
Reporting for taxes and stuff
Yeah.
like that. All that. Yeah.
I look at the one on Field Street on the here, it's pretty impressive for over $5,600. It's a 3-story house and,
Well, let's look at it. So,
Really?
can you go on?
Really? That was I like Lifedale. I looked at it last night.
I don't look at Field Street, but my question was, do the properties come without liens from the program, or can they?
All the lender liens are wiped because it's been foreclosed.
Okay,
So that's what only banks, and then what we have to worry about is, are there tax liens, and are there any municipal code violations? These are the typical things that we have to do.
And let me add on to that, and then I'll get back to you, Jim. If there is a sewer lien or a water lien or anything like that, we always try to pass that on to your buyer, to the end buyer. If they can't afford to pay cash to get rid of that, then after we've negotiated a sales price on the house, we can add that to the sales price, say it's $400 to get rid of that. So they say we sold it to them for $35, we'll bump the note up to $35,400. you pay the $400, and now you're making 12% on that 400 because that's the rate on the note.
Yeah.
So where can you get 12% on $400?
Isn't that awesome?
Jim?
Yeah, you know, like when all these have gone through foreclosure and liens are expunged, you know, that kind of stuff. Then we talked through some of the, you know, city liens and other stuff like that. We were researching one off the list. You know, there's 800, you go in and you pick. So we were in Florida looking at a condo. And it came out of the research that there was, you know, the condo was 3,000 or 4,000. It looked really juicy, possibly. But when we did some research, it said, oh yeah, it's got an $82,000 or $86,000 equipment fee. I have no idea what that is, but wouldn't that, so my question is, how does that end up being there when it goes through foreclosure and all that stuff's gone? How does that, if you know about that?
Each state is
Homeowner?
unique. It's, well, there's several things going on in Florida, and I think it exists in California too. You have the HOA fee,
Okay.
and in Florida, and not in every state, but in Florida, HOA can actually foreclose before the lender does it. They get on it. That happens a lot.
Sure.
Happens a lot. Okay. So a lot of people buy those. So that's, when you're bidding on Aquin, be careful, please. If you're not set up to get, if you have an attorney or you have a relationship with someone who has a title company, get that estoppel, get that information. Please don't bid on those unless you have a way of getting that information in the 5 or 7 days that you have to do your due diligence.